Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. Today is Friday, the 3rd day of July. It is National Fried Clam Day, National Eat Your Beans Day, and National Chocolate Wafer Day. Ooh, I like those.
I know you do.
Chocolate wafers. Those are good. And there was back in the day, you used to buy these things where they were like chocolate wafers, and then there were like pink ones and white ones.
Oh, yeah. I love those things.
Vanilla wafers. What were the pink ones? Strawberry wafers? Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Good stuff. I haven't had those in a long, long time.
No, I bought them when the kids were little. I haven't bought them for a long time.
Yeah, that's okay, because we're on a diet, which probably does not include those. So
no, it certainly does not.
Coming up in a bit, I'm really excited to say we have Cole Hauser joining us today. Now, earlier in the week, we had another guest from Yellowstone, and now Cole Hauser, also from the TV program Yellowstone. So now see if I play my cards right. Maybe we'll get Kevin Costner on the program, too.
That would be fantastic.
He's also on Yellowstone. So it's on the Paramount Network, and new season just fired up here recently. We're going to chat with him all about it in a bit. Many people have dabbled in the stock market for their very first time ever this year. If you're new to the market, but you don't want to learn things the hard way and the expensive way, I encourage you to subscribe to this free newsletter. You can get the inside track with Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at marketbeatminute.com. Subscribe for free. If you change your mind, just unsubscribe. Sign up for free right now at marketbeatminute.com. That's marketbeatminute.com. Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. A new study shows that consuming leafy greens can lead to a longer life. Really?
Do they really need to do a study? I mean, that's vegetables. People know you're supposed to eat your vegetables.
Apparently, we had to do a study. So I don't know who the study was from. Jolly Green Giant? I have no idea. Anyway, I have a link to it if you want to read all about it. But consuming leafy greens can lead to a longer life. This from the obvious department. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday.
Some credit cards have really high rates or big annual fees. Usually, people sign up for these when it's all they qualify for. If that sounds like you, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation changes, and you may qualify for a better credit card. Your current card hopes you don't think about it, but our site shows you many options to see if there's a better credit card for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by timeforrehab.com. According to the police, a Florida man is behind bars for attempting to steal an airplane. He wanted to steal it so he could fly to California to meet his girlfriend while carrying 500 grams of marijuana.
Did he know how to fly?
I don't know. An officer at the airport was notified by a flight instructor that a man with a blue bag was spotted crouching on the wing of a plane station on a portion of the tarmac that was not accessible to the public. So I don't know what that means. He was in a place that he wasn't supposed to be. We'll put it that way. According to a report, the man asked the flight instructor how he could fly a plane. So the answer to your question is no.
That's not suspicious at all.
By the time officers reached the tarmac, the man was sitting in the right seat of the aircraft. When officers approached him, he again asked if they knew how to fly a plane. The man then jumped from the emergency exit window of the plane and was detained by police officers. So
yeah, not a very good plan.
He didn't think it all the way through.
Not really.
I mean, no, that didn't work. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. That's what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Quibi. Q-U-I-B-I. Have you seen this at all? You know what this is?
No.
It's a new streaming platform. They're doing a remake of the 80s classic, The Princess Bride.
Oh, I think that's a bad idea.
It was a great show. But I think what Quibi is, if I remember correctly, there's so many of these now, but I think this is the one where all of the episodes are like really short. So it'll be like just a 10 or 15 minute version of that. Something like, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I could click the link and look, but I just don't care enough. So I'm going to move on to this next story. Margot Robbie. Oh, by the way, warning, Heidi's head might explode.
I think it's Robbie.
Is it Robbie?
I think so.
I've always heard it Margot Robbie, but I guess I'm always the one saying it. Margot Robbie is going to star in an all-female version of Pirates of the Caribbean. Heidi's not a fan of when they do this.
What is wrong with people?
I don't know. It's like, and if it's a female thing, it's like, hey, we're going to have an all-male cast. Or we're going to have an all-female cast. Or we're
You'd think they would have learned their lesson from Ghostbusters.
Yeah, you'd think so. Hey, speaking of that, you know what? I'm going to be talking with Ernie Hudson on Monday about the new Ghostbusters.
Nice.
How cool is that? Oh, hey, we're all out of time. This has been Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
We're here to make it better.
If you find that drug or alcohol problems are hitting you too close to home, you can get help. Maybe it's time for rehab. Your insurance may even cover everything. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. Get help for a drug or alcohol problem within 24 hours.
We're here to make it better.
Get more information at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now your scoop of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. An elderly woman accidentally flashed the crowd during a bar mitzvah that was being done over Zoom. It was for Gilbert Gottfried's daughter. So they were, I don't think she knew what she was doing, but she flashed the crowd, everybody that was in the Zoom meeting.
Why?
I don't think she intended to. It says accidentally.
But why was she flashing anybody?
I don't know if she realized that she was on camera. I don't know. I have no idea. I was not there. Believe it or not, Gilbert did not invite me. I have no idea why. Maybe it's because he doesn't know me. That's probably why.
Was she just changing her clothes, or was she seriously trying to flash somebody?
I could click the story and read it if you want, or you could do that.
I'm curious.
Can we move forward to the next one?
Sure.
All right, we'll advance. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have signed with the prestigious Harry Walker Speaking Agency, and now they're expected to fetch about $1 million per speech. We should really work with that agency, because you know how much we get paid for speech? Right now, they pay us not to speak. I'm your keynote address speaker, and they're like, yeah. Could you just please go back in the back room? We're going to have somebody else do this. No, that's actually pretty good wage to get paid to speak.
Yeah. Well, nobody's hired him yet.
But here's what I was going to ask. What are they going to talk about?
Exactly.
What are they experts at? It's Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. I'm not sure why they're
I don't
experts, but I don't know. Moving on. Disney is delaying the reopening of the California theme parks until state officials give them more guidance. They were planning on doing this in July. Now, people who bought tickets for July are furious because, hey, we planned, you let us buy tickets.
Yep.
Now we've got airline, we got hotels, we got everything else. What else are we going to do? You know, now we can't even do what we planned. So didn't really work out real well. New York City has had 125 shootings just in the month of June. That is the highest monthly total since 1996. So that's not good. I've got a link to that story if you want to read all about it. A New Jersey couple was busted for running a $6 million online dating scam. Listen to what they were doing. They were posing as single people. Each one of them were. And then they would get into, relationships. I'm doing air quotes there. And then they would ask their new partner for financial assistance. They're like, I really would like to go to the Bahamas with you, but I just can't afford it. Could you pay my way? Can I get some cash? And then we can do that. And then they would split once they got the money. So don't fall for that.
Don't give anybody online money.
Ever. Never, ever, ever. Don't do that. If you don't know these people, don't give them money. It's just a terrible idea. The NYPD arrested a man who claimed to be Jesus after he got into a nude brawl with 3 of his followers. I don't remember that anywhere in the Bible.
That was not in the Bible.
The man had been squatting at Washington Square Park for several months before the brawl. So there you go. That's going to do it for your scoop of the day. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday.
Do you pay too much for insurance? Have you looked around? Or are you too chicken? Don't be afraid to look around to see if you can find a better deal at InsuranceChicken.com. We make it super simple for you to see rates from several different companies, to see what they have to offer, all in one place. Peck out great insurance deals at InsuranceChicken.com. Is it time for you to cross the road? See if we can save you money each month at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday. We've got Cole Hauser joining us right now. He's on the program Yellowstone. Second guest this week from that same program. Season 3 just started up. Is this the best season yet?
I believe that season 2 and 1 are pretty good, but yeah, 3 is just a different style. Taylor Sheridan wrote some wonderful stuff between Beth and myself, and you get to see more into our hearts and and the romance of the two characters.
And Yellowstone has been extremely successful. When you signed on for this, did you have any idea that it was going to be as popular as it has been?
You know, you never know in this business. You can have the greatest cast and the best people behind it, and it doesn't do well. And then you can do a film, or a television show that, doesn't have all those kind of variables. This one just, as soon as we started filming it, with Taylor's writing, Kevin Costner, as dedicated as he is on this project, you just kind of had a sense that it was going to be something special, and thank God that the audiences have, watched and really, fallen in love with the show.
We're going to circle back to Yellowstone in a minute, but let's talk about some of these other projects you've had a chance to work on. Dazed and Confused, Good Will Hunting. I'm looking through here. These are huge names. Things like Die Hard, A Good Day to Die Hard, Olympus Has Fallen. As you look at these gigantic films you've had a chance to be a part of, that's got to be pretty darn exciting to get those calls where people are reaching out saying, hey, we got the next series or the next in the series of Die Hard, and we want you to be a part of it.
Yeah, I mean, one of the co-creators of Yellowstone is John Linton, and both of him and Taylor called me about Rip, and he jumped off the page to me. So it was great that I have friends that are as talented as they are, and give me the opportunity to come and play.
And we were just talking the other day about Too Fast, Too Furious. That franchise. What are they up to? Like movie number 93 now? I don't know. Maybe not quite there, but
yeah, it could be something. I mean, I think if it was up to Neil Moritz and Vin Diesel, it would be 93.
And there's just no slowing down on that, is there?
No. I mean, I heard through the grapevine that they were only going to do 10, but I don't see why would they stop.
So now, the names that we talked about are the ones everybody's heard of. As you look at the catalog of work you've done, is there a movie or a TV project that you've done that you just really wish would have maybe gotten a little more exposure than it did?
Probably Tears of the Sun, I would say. It was an unfortunate situation is that the war broke out like a day before it came out, so people watched it on CNN versus going to the theater. But I thought that was a very well-written, well-told story by Antoine Fuqua about these Navy SEALs that go over to Nigeria and save a bunch of Nigerians' lives, loosely based on a true story with Bruce Willis. So, I wish that would have gotten a little more attention, but it is what it is. And,
well, we'll see if we can and maybe help. We'll post a link to that so folks can find that. And then also, let's talk about Yellowstone once again, season number 3. Are there some highlights that we can talk about, or is everything kind of top secret on what's coming up on season number 3?
I think the highlights really are Beth and I. I think, season 2 ends with me getting, the cabin from John Dutton and us kind of beginning our relationship together. So I think people are really excited, and I'm excited, and so is Kelly, to see what the response is. And
in the program, you work with Kevin Costner. He seems like a really nice guy. Is he a pretty good fellow to work with?
Yeah, I mean, I would say number 1, he's a good person. Number 2, he's a great actor, and it would be in that category. So, he's a wonderful guy to work with, and I hope that we do it for 7 more years.
And what is next on the horizon for Cole Hauser? Do you have some other things in the works right now?
Yeah, we have a film in the can called The Last Champion, which is based on a true story about John Wright, who is an Olympic wrestler who was stopped for steroids and then kind of falls off the rails and disappears, and it picks up with him coming back to his hometown in Washington, and he finds this kid on kind of the bad side of town and takes him and turns him into a state championship wrestler. So it's a really uplifting, beautiful kind of coming-of-age story. So they got that, and then after Yellowstone, we're going to do a film called Panama, which is being filmed down in Puerto Rico. And if we can get over there and start filming in the beginning of next year with this pandemic, I mean, that would be obviously a small miracle. But it's a great story about a guy who goes down to basically southern Panama and runs a casino in the 80s and ends up taking down some of the heaviest hitters in the drug industry down there.
Very cool. Well, we'll keep our eyes peeled for that. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat, and congrats on all the success with Yellowstone and everything else you're working on.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Again, our guest today has been Cole Hauser. Season 3 just started of Yellowstone. I've got a link to all the info in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Many people have dabbled in the stock market for their very first time ever this year. If you're new to the market, but you don't want to learn things the hard way and the expensive way, I encourage you to subscribe to this free newsletter. You can get the inside track with Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at marketbeatminute.com. Subscribe for free. If you change your mind, just unsubscribe. Sign up for free right now at marketbeatminute.com. That's marketbeatminute.com. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Earth is hit with more energy from the sun every hour than the planet uses in a year. Solar panels are a popular choice for people who are interested in living a more planet-friendly existence. If you ever thought about it this way, there's enough sunlight to go around. It says some 430 quintillion joules of energy from the sun hit the Earth every hour, while the entire population of the planet only uses 410 quintillion joules every year.
What's a joule?
It's the unit of measurement.
Okay.
Joules, probably.
Okay.
I think I've heard it pronounced joules.
I have no idea what
I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just
this
reading.
Is way above my pay grade.
It's according to U.S. Department of Energy via Business Insider. So 430 quintillion joules. I think it's joules.
All right.
Joules, but I'm pretty sure it's joules. I've got all the electricians laughing at me right now. Sorry. Thanks for listening to today's Fun Fact.
Some credit cards have really high rates or big annual fees. Usually, people sign up for these when it's all they qualify for. If that sounds like you, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation changes, and you may qualify for a better credit card. Your current card hopes you don't think about it, but our site shows you many options to see if there's a better credit card for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for a news headline from somewhere in this world. Dateline Ethiopia. We've not done a story from Ethiopia, have we?
I don't believe so.
I think we have, so this could be a first. Dateline Ethiopia, a 114-year-old Ethiopian monk has survived the coronavirus. That
114?
Yeah, that deserves a round of applause. So 114, first of all, round of applause just for that. But then he got coronavirus and he beat it. So that is awesome. Very cool. 114-year-old Ethiopian monk. So there you go. That is today's news headline from somewhere in this world.
We're here to make it better.
If you find that drug or alcohol problems are hitting you too close to home, you can get help. Maybe it's time for rehab. Your insurance may even cover everything. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. Get help for a drug or alcohol problem within 24 hours.
We're here to make it better.
Get more information at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Time now for some weird news brought to you by weirdgiftoftheday.com. And this is kind of a weird story. A Wisconsin woman had an opossum stuck in her headlights. According to witnesses, she performed a spiritual ritual on the dead opossum in the road, then pulled out a Green Bay Packers lawn chair from her vehicle, and then sat down and urged the animal to repent. She was driving when she saw this dead critter. According to witnesses, she got out of her vehicle, opened the passenger door, threw the windshield wiper fluid on the opossum. A second person said the woman took out a lawn chair and then yelled, "Repent." A person who had been following the woman's vehicle called police, reported that her behavior was erratic.
Yeah.
According to the police log, the animal was eventually removed from the highway, still deceased. So it didn't work. So if you were thinking of bringing a dead opossum back to life with a Green Bay Packers lawn chair and some windshield washer fluid,
it's probably not going to work.
Maybe try a different plan. This is definitely today's weird news. Now your moment of duh, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. A Florida woman who dialed 911 4 times asking for a ride to a nearby city was given a lift, but not there, to jail. 31-year-old Sarah Alma of Eagle Lake, about 60 miles southwest of Orlando, charged with misuse of 911. She called the emergency response at 2:45 a.m. and said hello, and then hung up. And they called her back. And when they called, they didn't find anyone. She made another call at 3 a.m. The call disconnected. Officers responded to the location and found her in a hospital parking lot. She told an officer, "Yeah, I'm the woman who called. I need a ride to, and I don't know what's, it just says to another city. She then called 911 to complain about the officer, and then he came back, and I guess there was one more call. They responded, took her to jail. So, So she called twice and hung up. When they showed up to see if everything was okay, she's like, yeah, I'm fine. Can you just give me a ride? No.
Wow.
Can't do that.
Not good.
Called to complain and then got called again for ask for another ride.
Idea.
So, what a bad idea. That's why it's today's moment of duh.
Do you pay too much for insurance? Have you looked around? Or are you too chicken? Don't be afraid to look around to see if you can find a better deal at InsuranceChicken.com. We make it super simple for you to see rates from several different companies, to see what they have to offer, all in one place. Peck out great insurance deals at InsuranceChicken.com. Is it time for you to cross the road? See if we can save you money each month at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for fake news or Florida. Heidi, tell me, is this a true story from the great state of Florida, or is it fake news made up to trick you and amuse me? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, tell me, fake news or Florida? A Florida woman was arrested for assaulting her boyfriend with a pizza. Fake news or Florida?
I'm going to say Florida.
It is a true story. So
People
she's
are always assaulting people with food.
Why? I suppose it's handy. It's like I have this in my
you've
hand.
already got it there.
Oh, hey, you tried to assault me with a piece of salmon last night.
I almost assaulted you with a piece of salmon. Yes, I did.
Can we explain what happened? So our son came over for dinner, which was awesome, but Heidi hadn't planned for that. So then she's like, okay, I'm going to give Troy my salmon. And then she thought, I'm going to just have a Hot Pocket for dinner.
Yeah.
That's not dinner. So I cut my salmon in half, and I tried to give her some salmon, and she's like, no, I'm fine. I'm good. And I was like, no, take it. And she got all mad, and she threw the salmon at me. Well, you threw it on the table. It was like, just eat it. Whoa. About a 9 on the old tension scale there, Heidi. All right, coming up, we got some good news to get to. That's on the way on The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of The John and Heidi Show is brought to you by The John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying The John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. Here's a headline. Thankful mom praises 2 college football players for helping her daughter. Here's the story. A woman in Athens, Georgia, shared a heartwarming story that took place last weekend at a Subway restaurant. Christy Williams Myers posted the story on Facebook, and it's gotten a bunch of likes and a whole bunch of shares. In the post, Myers detailed her Friday night encounter with Georgia football players LaVacious Brini and Jalen Johnson. They involved both a cookie and a much-needed bathroom break. Here's what she wrote. She says, we were in Athens yesterday, and Avery had to go to the bathroom really, really bad. She and I ran into the closest place, which was a Subway in downtown. We ran straight to the bathroom, and an employee got my attention and told me the bathroom was for paying customers only. Well, I didn't have my wallet with me, and I told him, I'm really sorry, I don't have my wallet. We can leave. Without hesitation, these 2 young men spoke up and said, hey, tell you what, can I buy a cookie for that girl? And then she'd be a paying customer, and she can use the restaurant, right? And so grateful that they did let him do that, and right. She dashed into the restroom, used it. When they came back out, they all got a photo together, which is really cool. To some, it might seem like a small act, but I was so grateful, she said. I was impressed that these 2 college students who don't even have kids of their own gave so freely without hesitation to help us out. The world needs more of this.
Absolutely.
I think it's really, really cool.
It's very sweet.
She said, a much-needed ray of sunshine reminds me of Andy Stanley's sermon, What Does Love Require of You? Food for thought. And then she says, go dogs. So there you go.
That's fantastic. Good for them.
I think it's really, really cool.
Their parents did a very good job.
Absolutely. And they look like nice young men. And it's just really a great story. I love that so much. And I've got a link to it in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday.